Welcome back, MVP Road Car, and today we're diving into one of the most talked about performance machines of the next model year, the 2026 Ford Mustang GTD. This isn't just another Mustang variant. This is Ford's attempt to bring race car engineering into the streets with almost no filter, and what they've come up with is nothing short of outrageous. So sit back, because we're going deep into the exterior, interior performance, and pricing of the GTD, its strengths, its surprises, and whether it truly lives up to the hype. When you first see the 2026 Mustang GTD in person, there's no mistaking it for anything else on the road. It's a car that doesn't whisper performance, it shouts it from every angle. The proportions instantly communicate its intentions. It sits significantly lower than the standard Mustang, with a dramatically wider stance. Ford has pushed the fenders outward to envelope the enormous tires needed to channel all the horsepower this car is packing. Every surface on the GTD looks like it's been sculpted in a wind tunnel. Nothing is cute, nothing is ornamental. Every vent, fin, and angle exists for pure function. The front end looks almost predatory. The grille is widened and lifted slightly to allow massive airflow into the engine and radiators. The lower splitter is made from carbon fiber and sits aggressively close to the ground, giving the impression that the car is practically glued to the asphalt even at a standstill. One of the most striking features is the way the hood is cut with deep extraction vents. You can tell the engine needs serious cooling, and Ford clearly didn't want to restrict it. Walking around to the side, you start to appreciate how much engineering is hiding under this bodywork. The GTD features enormous side air intakes, which channel air toward the rear-mounted transmission cooler system. The side skirts are again carbon fiber, creating a beautifully sharp line that ties the whole car together visually, while also enhancing aerodynamics. The wheels are lightweight, forged alloys wrapped in ultra-high performance, tires that look like they came straight off a GT3 race car. Behind those wheels are huge carbon ceramic brakes, because when you create a Mustang capable of supercar-level speeds, you better make sure it can stop like 1-2. But the rear of the GTD is where things go from aggressive to borderline outrageous. The wing isn't just big, it's a statement. It's fully active, automatically adjusting its angle depending on speed and cornering load. Combined with the massive rear diffuser, the GTD is capable of generating real downforce at high speeds, something very few American muscle cars have ever been able to claim. And then there's the titanium exhaust system poking out through the rear fascia, producing a growl so deep and mechanical you can feel it in your chest. Inside, Ford tried to bridge the gap between track-focused minimalism and everyday comfort. When you open the door, the first thing you notice is how low the seating position is. You don't just sit in the GTD, you sink into it. The Recaro bucket seats are sculpted to hold you in place during high G cornering, while still offering enough padding to avoid feeling like a torture device on long drives. Their design wraps around you, giving that cocooned feeling typically found in true racing machinery. Material quality throughout the cabin is surprisingly upscale. There's a generous use of Alcantara on the steering wheel, dashboard, and door panels, mixed with carbon fiber accents that reinforce the car's performance identity. The steering wheel itself is thicker and more contoured than the standard Mustang wheel, offering easy grip points for spirited driving. Ford even integrated customizable drive mode controls on the wheel, allowing you to toggle between road, sport, and track settings without lifting your hand. The digital gauge cluster has been redesigned for the GTD, offering a more motorsport-inspired layout with large central tachometer graphics and simplified information screens for when you're driving at the limit. The center touchscreen carries over from other Mustang models, but the interface is tweaked for GTD owners, making access to performance data more intuitive. There's also an onboard telemetry system that lets you record lap times, G-forces, and even video from optional integrated cameras. Despite its race-bred personality, the GTD doesn't abandon all comfort. There's a high-end audio system, dual-zone climate control, and some decent interior storage for a sports car. But don't expect typical Mustang practicality. The rear seats are gone. In their place, you'll find chassis reinforcements and access to the rear-mounted transaxle system. The GTD makes it clear, if you're looking for a family car, this isn't it. It's about performance, performance, and more performance. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know, the performance. The 2026 Mustang GTD is powered by a heavily reworked 5.4-liter supercharged V8. This engine is essentially the evolution of what we saw in the Shelby GT500, but Ford has pushed it even further. Output now targets well over 800 horsepower. That's not a typo. 800 horsepower in a Mustang. That's designed to be as capable on a racetrack as it is on public roads. Power is delivered to the rear wheels through a rear-mounted 8-speed dual clutch. Transaxle. Why is that important? Because moving the transmission to the back of the car helps balance its weight distribution. Traditional Mustangs are nose-heavy. The GTD flips that script, achieving a near 50-50 balance. This means sharper turn-in, more predictable handling, and greater stability under braking. The suspension system is another area where Ford shows off just how serious they are. The GTD uses adaptive spool valve dampers, technology usually reserved for high-end European supercars. These dampers constantly adjust to road conditions and driver inputs, keeping the car planted and composed even at extreme speeds. Combine that with the wide tires, active aerodynamics, and finely tuned traction systems, and you get a Mustang that feels far more sophisticated than any muscle car before it. Acceleration is brutal. Ford hasn't released final numbers, but the GTD is expected to hit 60 miles per hour in the low 3-second range, potentially even dipping below 3 seconds with perfect conditions. The top speed is likely to exceed 200 mph, but what really sets the GTD apart is its cornering capability. This isn't a car that only shines in straight lines. It's designed to hunt down European supercars on winding roads and racetracks. Finally, we get to pricing, which is where some drivers might pump the brakes. The 2026 Mustang GTD is expected to start around the $300,000 mark, and that's before options. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't a standard Mustang. It's not even a typical Shelby. Ford is positioning the GTD as a limited production, track-focused halo car, something that sits in the same competitive space as Porsche GT3 RS, AMG Black Series, and even certain McLaren models. With its exotic materials, advanced engineering, and extremely limited availability, Ford knows this will be a collector's item. But here's the thing. For many enthusiasts, the GTD's price tag is justified. You're getting real race car technology adapted for street use. You're getting performance numbers that challenge far more expensive exotics. And you're getting something uniquely American. A Mustang that doesn't just compete with European supercars, but actually threatens them. So at the end of the day, the 2026 Ford Mustang GTD isn't for everyone. But for those who want raw, unfiltered performance combined with advanced engineering and unmistakable road presence, this car stands on a level all its own. Thanks for watching MVP Road Car. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what car you want me to break down next.